I want to tell everyone, when Absolute Proof came out on February 5th, you know.
Yeah, I have a question about the name.
You know what Mark Zuckerberg did? He put up a sign over it on Facebook that said contains nudity and profanity.
No, he didn't. What did he do? He just tack it up, tick, 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 like fucking Bugs Bunny.
You want to talk about that being legal? No, can you believe this? All these guys.
No, I can't believe this. He didn't put up a sign.
Guys, it just came out today. I just looked at it. All these guys. It was somebody said it on one of the mainstream TV shows. It might have been Fox that said.
I mean, it could have been something.
But what the host said.
I wasn't really paying attention.
You believe they're allowing these groups, these child traffickers? That's what it was.
Yeah.
It was
Matt Gaetz. You mean Matt Gaetz and Greenberg, the dude from Florida, the tax collector who was like transporting teenage girls across state lines for sex.
The Coyotes.
The
Yes.
Coyotes. That's what it was. It
Yes.
was an art. They were talking about that. They get to be on social
All right, an unsweet tea. Right on.
media, but yet everyone else in the country that says something, hey, I don't agree with the vaccine. I don't agree with this election. I don't agree with, and then
You don't agree with it? That's what you're getting kicked off for? Are you really? You're saying you don't agree with something? That's what. It's just that you don't agree with the narrative. It's not that you're suggesting a violent insurrection, and that people should be. You're having people like Mike Flynn suggest that people deserve a firing squad. Shit like that. It's not. It's just if you even don't agree. That's weird because I see a shit ton of stuff on YouTube with people disagreeing with the national narrative on a lot of things, and they're still on.
and then you have, when we talk about free speech, when you can take a company and you can take our companies and you can sue people or threaten suits that if you mention someone, you know what that is? That goes back to racketeering and mafia.
No, it doesn't. It's not racketeering and mafia. They're suing you for shit talking them and ruining their business.
That's saying, if you do this, we're going to break your arms. I've been there.
Wait a minute. What do you mean you've been there? Wait, what?
I've been there when I used to bet football back in the day when I was an addict. You know, they come to the door. You do this again. If you don't pay, boom. But if you do this, you know, you're going to do this, and it's out of fear. So everybody succumbs.
Dude, you lost bets and were borrowing money to bet on football games with loan sharks. The fuck does that have to do with shit talking Dominion and them coming after you? What?
To the fear. You know,
Yes.
everybody just, they live in fear. We can't live in fear now. It's sort of people say, well, Mike, you know, boy, you're so brave.
Yeah, that's what they say.
It's easy to be
It's easy to be brave when you're fucking dumb.
brave when there's only one option. There's
Yeah. When you can't see the other side of the argument against you.
only one option.
Right.
You can't, the other option, my company ain't going to be here anyway. I'm not going to be here. Nobody's going to be. We're going to be done. They're going to put, you know, the suppression. I mean, it's, we're.
What? I'm sorry. Is he under the idea that the Biden administration was just going to attack MyPillow and destroy the company?
Going to be part, though, right now, you'll look back in history, what we were a part
Oh yeah, he was. Yeah.
of, the greatest awakening, the greatest reset ever.
I pray
and
for
the
that.
greatest
Yeah, I pray for it too, scientifically, of course.
revival in
Mathematically, I mean, it's a mathematical prayer.
history to bring this nation back to God, to bring the you know, it's basically going to save the world for what's happening. You know what?
What would happen if you typed in 0.666? Would it line up the algorithm exactly? Try it.
Because, like I say, if it happens here, it can happen anywhere. I'll tell you,
Yeah, it's like New York. Are you? Oh my God, is that where his secret location is? Are you in New York?
you go out in the world, and every one of them, they're out there worried about, so worried. You know, is this going to change? How could you let this happen?
Yes.
How could you people let this happen in the United States?
Who are you calling you people?
The beacon of freedom.
Yeah. But how it can happen because they did it
Yes. Oh yes.
with something so complex that hidden.
Yeah, use 0.5150, right?
Yes.
You know, hidden.
Not anymore.
But not anymore.
No, not with him. I mean, not with
It's not
not with a local community college calculus teacher
hidden. Look at that.
who can just come in and use any data that he wants and lay it against an algorithm that he created himself that uses a baseline based on age that he can manipulate in every county or in any state to keep it close and in the ballpark because of the demographics of the state overall.
At that.
Yeah.
This is, and then you can change. Now, I just think it's great the way you set.
By the way, registrations, voting, more 18-year-olds like just registered, so of course they're going to vote. Then as people get older, they've been registered since they were 18. They start to give less of a shit. Then that narrows when you get to be in your 50s and 60s, and then it's direct line. Old people always vote. It's
Set this up, and you're going to go to what we have. This tool. You're going to go to these other states. I think we should start with Wisconsin.
Okay.
Yes, start with yeah. I mean, we've only got ass minutes left.
Wisconsin.
I'll do Wisconsin next.
Wisconsin. If you're out there.
Yeah, do Wisconsin. He hasn't done Wisconsin. I don't know why he didn't do Wisconsin.
And you're in Wisconsin. You guys.
Yeah, if you're in Wisconsin, call us.
Right now, they're just saying that, hey, we're going to look at our election. They're going, everybody's getting brave. Let's go to Wisconsin. We show them this.
Yes.
Wisconsin, all the way through Wisconsin.
Yeah.
I hear Wisconsin is
brave.
one of the first states I looked at on November 4th. I stayed up all night. I go, this is impossible.
There was a glitch in the
yeah,
I saw
in Wisconsin.
It.
Yeah, it was a glitch. It was a total glitch. I mean, it was it was a delay in the counting of absentee ballots that was on purpose to create the red mirage, and red districts participated in it, tried to make it look that way. It just didn't work out. But anyways,
Right, Wisconsin, it's like fraud. It goes deet deet.
Yeah,
and I'm going,
exactly.
Frad, deet deet.
so I'm looking at
That's
Wisconsin,
the sound of fraud.
and I looked at 2 counties in Wisconsin outside of Milwaukee.
Yeah, outside of Milwaukee,
They were both traditional 70% Republican, both of them, identical. Well, one of them was already in, it ended up being about 75% Republican or for Donald Trump.
Yeah.
The other one wasn't in yet at that time when they stopped everything. Well, the next day it rolls in about 30%. What?
What?
What? Because they were running out of people to flip that they had
Yes.
to manually flip.
Yes.
Yes, yeah, totally. I mean, I don't know what county you're talking about, and you're just making it up, but it absolutely, scientifically, as a scientist, hearing what you're saying about a county I know nothing about, that you're saying the next day magically became the opposite of what it was supposed to be, I have to agree with you, because as a physicist and a scientist and as a mathematician, I'm pointing.
Yes.
They were running out of race.
Yes.
But Wisconsin did it real fast.
Uh-oh. Running out of race? Uh-oh. There weren't enough white people.
Reacted real fast. And then you had places like Pennsylvania and Michigan that kind of took off what happened in Wisconsin. They got more of the focus because it was like Michigan. Oh, yeah, that's normal. Yeah.
I didn't want to interrupt. Deet, deet. Oh, yeah, that's normal. Clearly.
Piece of malware called Q-Snatch.
Deet, deet. That's normal.
Or Pennsylvania, it takes you a week to sheet with another 1 million votes to bring in.
Yes.
Let's truck in some votes. Bring them on in. Go call that guy in New York. Bring him in here. We got a whole week. We changed our rules.
Yes.
They changed all these rules too. They changed the game.
No, they didn't.
Well, see, in order to win this game, we got to change this. But Arizona was one of the.
But so did they coordinate with the Chinese and the Russians and the Iranians and let them know that they were changing the rules? Because wouldn't that fuck with the algorithm?
Worst, Arizona takes a week to count the last 1% because they ran out of this.
Yes.
They had to change the algorithm. They had to change it.
Yeah, they had to. I mean, they had to wait till the people were done with the printers in Michigan so they could drive them down to Arizona and open up a crack house where they could print ballots.
Everything. What are we going to do?
Every computer programmer knows you can't plan for every eventuality.
Yeah, you just can't. People always fuck things up.
So you write your algorithms to give yourself all these possibilities.
Right.
But they didn't anticipate such a
many
huge
votes,
turnout.
Yeah, they didn't. It was crazy.
Huge
And it
turnout.
broke
Right.
their algorithm.
Right.
So that's
Chinese can't even count past like 80 million. Anyways, they don't even have a number that goes that high.
why they had to stop,
Right.
adjust, and resume.
And they're panicked. We have
What do you mean? That's why they had to stop, adjust, and whatever. Don't point to something. Bring up your goddamn graph.
tapes of people that have witnessed people are going into a panic. What are we going to do?
God damn it. This is what happens when anybody sits next to Mike Lindell at a bar or restaurant. This is what it turns into.
What are we going to do?
Yes.
And they but
Thanks,
they
Tamara. I'm
tried.
trying.
They figured, they thought they almost got away with it. They almost pulled off.
technically, if indeed there was a crime like this, they did get away with it. Biden was sworn in. I mean,
The biggest
the people who almost got away with it were the people that Trump was paying to, yeah.
crime
Yes.
ever. And they and I want each, everyone, and I'm
Yeah,
speaking
everybody.
to the Democrats. You guys, what came in here wasn't what you voted for.
No, it was. It wasn't. Because I did vote. I did vote for Biden, and I am getting what I voted for.
This attack. That's what I want to tell. These people. I have friends. I have 2,500 some employees, but
Yeah, and they're friends basically.
probably 500 are Democrats. But they
Yeah, probably 5 humming.
see now that this isn't what they traditionally voted for.
No.
Yeah, and I'm sure they could speak honestly with you, Mike, and you wouldn't think that they were a traitor or a psychopath. I'm sure everyone feels free to disagree with you at My Pillow.
And
Uh-oh, my headphones died. This is how long I've been doing this shit. Good God. Hold on. At this point, I will just start losing my shit on something. Hold on. Let me grab. Talk amongst yourselves. I'm fine. I've been clearly attacked by the. It's good actually. These things. I'm just walking around behind my green screen because I can. That's fun. The drawers are squeaky and it's terrible. I've got another. I'll just do these. Because we can't deal with. I don't need this kind of. I'm just gonna. Hi. How are you? I'm gonna plug in practical ones because criminy. This, it's a long day when my AirPods give out. World War crack. Yes, I'm on a mission. Goddammit, I'm going to solve this for America, because for all of Mike Lindell's ideas that he's protecting America, and that it matters. That he does this to protect the future of America and all this stuff. For all of his fantasy about that, I actually do feel that way. Thank you. And I think I can monitor straight out of these things. Let's see. I got to turn that guy. Go to monitor. Flip that over. I think it'll play. All right, here we go.
And even if you're over here a Republican, now you see all the crooked ones. I mean, this guy.
Yeah, I mean, if you hear the Republicans, like, oh, I didn't realize, I didn't mean to vote for the crooked Republicans. Thanks for sharing your brilliant insight and making me giggle when I feel like rallying. I know, pliable stats. It's just friggin', it's baffling. And nobody addresses this bullshit. It just sits out there, and then he gets to go around the goddamn country with these, like, groups of sycophants, pretending like, I have the truth, but no one.
Oh,
This was a big reveal.
Oh, thanks. Am I looking put together these days? I'm feeling all right. We'll get into that later. It's all right. How you doing? All right.
Feeling too. We've got a lot of, once we fix the election and we fix the.
Yeah, fix the election. I don't know if you want to, if you're talking about voter fraud, fix the election is not the language you want to.
Get rid of the machines.
Yeah, just get rid of the machines, because there's no way we can win.
Now you need to fix what politics. I've learned in politics,
Yeah.
it seems like they only have a couple of agendas, either a political agenda or a personal agenda.
Yeah, it's almost like politicians are human beings, and they have ethical and emotional and religious and spiritual concerns, and then they have the stuff that they were elected to do by their constituents that would be the political agenda that represents the greater amount of their voters, and they kind of spend a lot of time as leaders trying to mix the two. And
And whether that's because they were compromised or
yeah, they're just compromised because they have anybody with a personal Jesus Christ. Like, I just have to put this behind me because it's driving me crazy. All right,
they blackmailed, who knows?
yeah, it's probably because they're blackmailed.
But I will say this: there's very few that were like our president Donald Trump, where it was.
Yeah, no, almost nobody's like our president Donald Trump. Oh, I mean, I suppose there's a little like there's a few people that are like Trump, like what? Let's see. Hold on one second. Beg your pardon. Damn it! I don't know why this thing doesn't want to click on this thing. There you go. Dink. Yeah.
What he did was for the people, all
Yeah, it was totally for the people. It wasn't for himself.
people. Yeah. You take a problem, you take a solution, and what is it going to manifest to help all people? Right.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's weird that he had all these solutions that didn't help everybody.
I don't care who you are.
It'll take a while.
You know, it should be help. If you're going to do something in politics, you got to help the people, all the people.
Yeah, all of them, not just the people who voted for you. Enough of these evil politicians who would hold back, personal protective equipment from I guess, states that didn't say nice things about them as politicians.
Not just your political side or do stuff for political reason, and that's, well, I'm going to do this so our party wins this or our party wins this. And nothing.
Oh, you mean even though you're going to congratulate people for getting stuff from the American Rescue Plan, not voting for it, but pretending that you helped deliver the money for the district?
It gets done.
I'm talking to you, Madison.
Or if it does get done, it's very tilted to where it doesn't manifest to help anybody. Right. Most of the stuff being done right now, that's what's kind of nice that people are seeing it. It doesn't help anybody. You're telling me the first thing they do on January 20th is take away a pipeline with all these union jobs?
Yes, because it's temporary jobs, and they would rather them be permanent, long-term jobs that don't also, the short-term jobs don't result in poisoning our aquifers.
Yeah. Well, that's real Democrat, right?
Right, yes.
I mean, this is the stuff they've done. These people, let's just open up the borders during COVID and just let, it's a.
They just cut the middle out of that. Hey, Mike, what's going on?
It's a shame, but in a way, it's good that everyone's getting to see this.
It is. It's good.
It's
so good. So good. I feel lucky hanging out with you today.
Yes.
So here's what we have here.
Yeah, show us back to the numbers.
All these here, that when you say 100% and 0.999%, all these percentages, that matches that 2010. That matches your predictions.
It matches my prediction of part per million. It's just ridiculously accurate.
So
it's not a prediction. You created an algorithm and backdated the math. You didn't predict this. Stop saying prediction. You didn't plug this algorithm in last August, and it turned out. This is the earliest you'd even talked about any of this was in January, and the calculations you've been showing us happened in March.
When I just asked, is there any place that didn't match that? And
Yes.
you said one, and let's pull up that.
There is
that
one.
Pull it up. It's weird.
Colorado.
Yes.
And tell us again why this big gap here.
Well, there's this big gap because they have a big population between the age of 20 and 50.
Because they're in prison.
What was
And they're not registered to vote.
that matter?
Turns out that this there are only about 5,000 people in this area, this county.
Right.
But these are prisoners.
Those were all prisoners.
Right, and they didn't register. They used that. They didn't. You think that the Chinese knew that, though, obviously, and they programmed that in. So the registration, there was no variance in between the two of these. So did it happen? And by the way, you only looked at Colorado and I guess one other state. So did you look at other areas that have prisons in them?
So look at that. So their algorithms, they couldn't even pull this because these are all prisoners.
What do you mean they couldn't pull this? Here's what I want to know. I want to know, folks, if you guys caught what I'm seeing right here. Remember the algorithm he put in? Remember how the algorithm, the population is, times the number of registrations divided by the logarithm of the ballots returned gives us this magical thing that's always within 0.990. If this is the population, and this is the registrations, and this is the ballots that returned, obviously this light blue line, which is his predicted thing, did not incorporate the population in this age range at all. Right? He just eliminated this aspect of this. So how does it match? If you're using the same algorithm base, How is this possible? This is point. He's like, this is all worth it. 0.990. And look at the difference in age here, but look at how his little light blue line of prediction, which was based on population versus registration versus, the ballots returned. Right? How the fuck? Because it matches up over here, which is weird. So basically what we're finding out is this dipshit never incorporated population into his calculation. All of his whole fucking calculation is percentage based on return of registered voters in certain age groups versus the return based on some historical number that he put in there, or just the middle of this zone. He put a 0.22 variable in between these two numbers, and this is what he came up with. And it's still off. That's why it never really syncs up. And he's got a different number for each age level that he's put in each of these, and that's where it comes in. But it has nothing to do with the overall population. That's always been a lie. This whole fucking video, we've been watching this dickhead say that the population correlation with registration and ballots, it creates his predictable number. Right? And now he gets the same result, even though he's not controlling for population in the equation at all. Fucking hell. This is just brutal. Right? I mean, this looks like he's got the same algorithmical attachment to all of these things based on ballots and I mean, I don't have to say it again. Fucking hell. Look at the giant spike in population and his equation still 0.990. You know why that is? Because he never controlled for population. He put the population number in there from 2010 because he wanted to make it look like there were more registrations than there were people in some of these fucking graphs that he was showing to this dickhead. Fucking hell. We had to watch all the way. Look, nobody's watching to the end of this shit. Everybody that he wants watching has already passed it to a friend at 28.50. Midway through the fucking thing, they're like, oh my God, you have to see this thing. It's incredibly perfect. It's all math and blah, blah. And by the time they pass it on, you have to watch all the way to 52:35 in this fucking video to find out that this dickhead never incorporated this. I'm sorry if I lost some of you, but what we're talking about is the illusion of an algebraic equation that was supposed to incorporate three pieces of data that was, and the conclusion that came from it was supposed to make us believe that there was an inverse correlation, a problem statistically that was algorithmically predictable between the population, the number of registrations, and the number of ballots returned. But we now know that because it's the same fucking equation and the same algorithm that he plugged in, he got the same goddamn number, even though he did not, the number of people living in the place that were 18 plus that can vote had nothing to do with his other equations. This is just fucking garbage. I mean, it was always dumb, but at least we had the illusion that this asshole was floating the entire time, that his algebraic equation actually was formulated on three pieces of data. Now we know it's two. Shit.
So that's the only one. If you look at that fit.
Fuck, you're dumb. I mean, like, I knew you were dumb, but this is like next level asshole dumb.
Yep.
It would throw off your whole equation, wouldn't it? Oh, except you never incorporated it even in the other equations. Because it didn't fuck with the equation, meaning it was never a part of it.
Did you see it? 100% over here, or 99.9, whatever it was, on that one?
Yeah, whatever.
Chart. Here's the one out of all the counties that you've done so far
that shows that your algorithm is complete bullshit.
Didn't fit.
It's the only one that didn't
So in other words,
thanks, Becky.
It's a deviation to this big deviation.
But the deviation had no impact on his conclusion, meaning that it was always a deviation.
Which is now the norm for the election. The norm for the election is they stole it. They used the 2010 census.
No, they didn't. No, they didn't.
They set the algorithms.
Yep.
How much Biden was going to.
If they used the 2010 census and they believed that it was just based on population and they didn't know or didn't care about the registration levels in the state, because apparently they did not, they absolutely did it based on some sort of mechanic, the population data would have thrown off their entire projection and you would have seen 200% fucking ballots.
Going to get how much Donald Trump was going to get, and Biden.
Yep. Just keep saying yep.
You know, they
Damn.
flipped it. The real
Right.
totals were 80 million to like 66 million.
Jesus. Oh, God.
But there was a deviation even within that they didn't account on. I'm sure.
You don't even know what he's talking. You don't know what he's just explained to you, and you have no idea how that would ruin his entire premise.
Whoever set the algorithm didn't figure, well, go to this
He set the algorithm. He created the point system based on age range that attaches that makes the prediction blue line.
little Bend County, Colorado, and all these people are in prison.
Yeah.
You know.
Yes, and yet his prediction line is exactly in line with the ballot line, which means it was always a lie. God
By the way,
damn
this
it!
is still a really good fit.
No, it isn't. Why would it be a really good fit?
When I use the registrations, it's only not a good fit.
When I use the registrations.
If I try to,
So it fit with the registration. So they did it with the registration.
They didn't do it with the registrations.
Yes.
It just didn't fit the people living in the county.
exactly, and
I got it.
I got it. Jesus Christ.
In other words, I can predict. Oops.
No, you can't. Oops.
I can predict.
Why do you want that one up? What's the problem with Cheyenne County? Cheyenne County's got .922. That's similar to the other one that you fucked
I
up.
changed it. I can predict
Oh, you changed it. What'd you change?
the votes based upon merely the population.
Okay, asshole. You are not predicting anything. You are manufacturing numbers to get you close to what the actual turnout. Oh, Jesus
As
Christ.
well. Why? Because I'm able.
That you're not. You're definitely not. Look at this. It's perfectly in line with the brand new 18-year-olds and the like, or whatever, 28-year-olds over here. And then it spikes way the fuck up here, and it does not. Look at this dip right here and this jag right here. It doesn't line up, you prick.
able to.
Look at those California pretty numbers, pretty colors.
It's going to bring it up again.
Yeah, put that back up.
I'm able to. This is me predicting ballots
Right.
based upon population. So see, I missed.
Right. Because of the prisoner.
Exactly,
So
but
what he did,
Yeah.
what Dr. Frank did is, when you seen that, you had to. It probably go, why?
Why?
And you had to find out. You had to look up that county, and you
Exactly.
found out there was a prison there,
Yeah.
and it was and that's a big prison, big part of this population.
go.
Okay,
And-
I got it. So
yes.
as you do,
Son of a bitch.
Yeah.
based on what you have now, and we're gonna,
Which is a giant pile of shit.
like I say, going through all the counties in the country, which we're gonna keep dumping to the public all
Yeah. Thanks for the dumps.
the time. We'll
Happy
just
to do it.
dump it and dumping and dumping.
Yeah.
If,
Yeah, .832. It's basically a dartboard. Yeah.
if you're out there, if you live in Wisconsin, get a hold of your legislatures and tell them they need to get. We're gonna try and reach them so that.
Yeah, call them. Show them this. Send them your data. Send me your fucking data. Post his charts online, because I want to see them.
That they can use it. Your state's getting opened up for the
I have not had my one meal a day yet.
biggest audit ever. It's going to be amazing.
It's not. It's going to be amazing watching you actually think this bullshit doesn't stand.
And if you're Maricopa County, you're in that audit. I know Arizona. It doesn't matter. Georgia's opening up again now. They said that they're going to
wow.
finally do an audit.
Registration filling is being controlled by. Why the fuck do you keep putting this?
Oh wow.
New Hampshire. It's all over the country. That's just everybody's got to get on board. Let's open up the machines. Let's look at this, and here's what you're going to find.
Shit.
Yes.
This was the biggest crime against the United States and
Oh my god, dude.
the world in history. I believe it's one of the biggest ever because it affects.
Yeah, but you believe this guy. I have to take that in context. Scientifically speaking, if I'm going to judge your gullibility factor, I gotta look at the other people you think are speaking sense and judge you based on that.
Every single person on the
This is almost over. We got only a couple minutes left. We got 30 seconds left.
planet.
Absolutely.
And thank you, Dr. Frank, for your.
Oh, thank you, Dr. Frank. And the check is in the mail.
Pleasure, sir.
Wow.
Yes, sir. The check is in the mail.
This has been a blessing for me
Yeah, it's been a blessing for me too. Fucking hell.
I like wood.
and a blessing to everyone.
Yeah, we're all blessed to be here.
And I'm sure each and every person out there is going to thank you, and they
Yeah, I want to thank him in person.
do thank you for your
Yeah, if I ever run into him, I'm going to thank him. It's going to take about a half an hour.
time and what you've
He's going to want to hear everything I have to say.
done.
Welcome, my brother.
God bless you. Yeah. Thanks.
Yes, thank you. God bless you. Perhaps he will one day take your gift of math and use it for good.
Everybody.
Again, with this like Fiverr graphics bullshit, and Brannon House and Mike Lindell and Mary Fang and Brannon directed it, so he gets an EP credit as well. Thank you, Lauren Ipsum. I got through it. We got through the whole friggin' thing. Broke down my system again. Maybe it's because I cover Mike Lindell stuff that my stuff craps out occasionally. I think that's it. Maybe it's they think I'm airing it, and so there's like I'm getting algorithmed. Thanks, guys, for it was a marathon, but we made it. Shit. God, this is so internationally renowned physicist, Dr. Frank, absolutely proves 2020 election was biggest cybercrime in world history. He did nothing of the sort. This was painful and ridiculous. People. Mike, please pay me $500,000 to talk you down off this ledge. I might be able to convince the Dominion people that you're just a fucking sucker. And that you're just like you're a gullible, well-meaning dipshit. That's your only defense. Throw yourself on the mercy of the court as a complete simp. Honest to God, I feel bad for everybody who works at MyPillow, because these assholes, they got this dickhead for a boss, and he's going to screw the pooch for everybody. He's going to, hopefully, he can hand over his company to a board of directors or his kid or some shit, and it can keep going, and these people won't get put out of work or whatever. Or I guess they can all go work for David Hogg's pillow company. But, god damn it, this is just... And there's going to be more of this. He's going to keep putting this shit out. Yes, it's clickbait. It's... I need a mental health day. Seriously. Can I be frank with everyone? Yes, just as long as it doesn't take a goddamn hour. Dr. Frankie Frank. I don't know. Jesus. It was, brutal. And you have to understand, he put this out, and this was like, oh my God, this was so good. We can't wait until next week to put this part out. We have to put it out now. People need to see this because it's fucking amazing. It's pathetic. It's just brutal. This vendetta is his new crack. I have no doubt. And now, I'm going to sign off, guys, so that... thanks. I just wanna say that I wish he would go away. Sorry. I've got to work on my mandolin. because there's an issue. See that? Action's too low. I gotta bring it up. It's not gonna, because I'm getting buzzy on just like the 7th fret. It's terrible. It's fine here. But, see? It's the top 2 strings. I think the bridge is uneven. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get in there with a screwdriver. It's gonna be crazy. But by the time we speak again tomorrow, which will be at a later time, because as we go into, my family FaceTime that I do every Thursday, you guys will get to hear a hopefully totally fixed mandolin. And the software that I use to stream, I will go through it and see what was screwing everything up. I still believe it was the Matt Getz Facebook pages that screwed up everything. That's what I think. You know what I mean? Working 9 to 5. All right. So I should practice some strumming tonight. It's a good idea. Yeah. Yeah, see, it's out of tune because the action's off. I got to do that. I'll play it tomorrow a little bit. I will, honestly. But we will at some point, figure out how we can get, together. If he's creating kind of an army of idiots that are going to go pass this crap all over the country, then I think we should be able to push back. And so I appreciate you guys sitting through this nonsense with me as we all deal with this fact. Oh, look at my straps come off too. There you go. I'm feeling all relaxed. I gotta go fix my strap in this. It's just gonna be crazy. So I think whenever people bring this up and they go, there's a little bit of fraud and there's some sort of... No, there isn't. There is not. There's fucking not. There's so not. And as ridiculous as this bullshit is, Mike Lindell is partly responsible, if not wholly responsible, for a bunch of like Georgia and Wisconsin. These people who are calling up, they're going, there's real fraud. This has to be dealt with. We've got to do something. They're hearing from tens of thousands of these dickheads. And they're using this as evidence. And it's nonsense. I've maxed out the RAM on this guy. So I can't. Well, I'll work on it. I think I've got an idea. I've got an idea of how I might fix, and again, you know me, I always have a backup. It's important to have a backup plan. But I will see you guys tomorrow. Take care of yourself and take care of somebody else. And thank you guys so much for all the support today and the super chats and the bits and all that kind of stuff as we got through this monstrosity. Everybody, it was just lovely. So I'll see you next time. Bye, everybody. All right, I'll sign off on this guy. Where are we going? There we go. Yay.